good in my head is out. They was just saying, can't be nobody else. I'ma be myself. So they gon' have to watch me treat myself. You make it look good. Watch yourself, huh? Yeah, you make it look good. Don't let it watch yourself, huh? Cause you make it look good. You make it look good. Watch yourself, huh? Yeah, you make it look good. Don't let it watch yourself, huh? Cause you make it look good. Watch yourself, huh? You make it look good. You make it look good. Watch yourself, huh? Yeah, you make it look good. Don't let it watch yourself, huh? Cause you make it look good. Watch this.
We are in the house on this special occasion. It is Juneteenth, y'all. How's everybody doing? Did you go to a barbecue today? Huh? Did you go to a barbecue today? What'd you do today on the Juneteenth? Huh? What'd you do? Did you eat some pork rinds, some crackling cornbread? Did you drink some red Kool-Aid? Red, y'all, not strawberry, not cherry. Okay. Did you drink some red Kool-Aid today? Because I don't want y'all to waste this opportunity to have a good Juneteenth. We are here, and when I say we, I have my bestest best friends in this whole YouTube world. Okay, that would be, of course, the one and only Legacy Moon. All right, and the legendary gangster V.Lenore. All right. We decided that we would come out here and let's just have a discussion about what Juneteenth is, what Juneteenth isn't, okay, and all the things in between, okay. So, without further ado, all right, I'm gonna bring up Legacy Moon. Hey, Legacy Moon.
Hey, Native Tribe, Urban Media. Hey, Tribers, Moonlighters, and V Stylers. How y'all doing?
That's what I'm talking about. Everybody here, and then my other friend over there on the West Coast eating all the Mexican food. V.Lenore. V.Lenore.
Yes, she did.
V.Lenore. V.Lenore. Let's try
Yes.
it again.
Hello, lovers. I was talking. I was on mute, though. I was like, oh, hi.
V.Lenore, how is everything going out there on the West Side?
Sunshiny, bright, dry.
Okay, okay, all right.
How are things in Atlanta?
Rain,
Yeah,
rain, and rain. Okay,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
rain, rain, and rain. And we
Not
ain't
my
got,
story. Not my story at all.
we ain't got all the Mexican food either.
Yes, y'all do.
No, we don't. Well, yeah, we kind of do, I guess. I guess, I
Y'all
guess,
do.
I guess we kind of do. Legacy Moon, how is Juneteenth on the moon?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Juneteenth on the moon.
Well, how do you all celebrate on the moon?
Well, we do fireworks and
Mm.
we have barbecue and we just do just a rundown of a little bit of Black history. That's what we do.
Legacy Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow fireworks in space do not sound safe.
Why, why not?
I mean, if you light them, where is the stuff going to fall? Like fire's just going to be floating in the air?
Well, you just see see it for you guys. It would appear to be shooting stars. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so
Uh-huh.
that's what it would look like for y'all. So if you see a lot of shooting stars tonight, it's because of the fireworks. All right, no need to
Okay.
panic. No need to panic.
Okay.
Okay, all right. I never thought about that before, Eleanor, but that is true. That
I
sound
mean,
good.
it just doesn't sound safe. Like you have no real control over where those sparkles are going to fly. I don't think that sounds safe at all. But
Very,
okay.
very safe. Very safe.
All right
I
then.
mean, she would know better than us. I mean, I don't,
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Um, but anyway, V.Lenore, did you do anything special today?
No, nothing. Nothing special.
Neither. Me
Okay,
either.
all right. Well, I went to my local
Mm,
YMCA. Okay,
okay.
and they had a lot of things happening at the YMCA. All right,
For
uh,
Juneteenth?
for Juneteenth. Yes,
Really?
Get
yes,
out.
yes. They had a special. So I'm gonna give y'all a peek behind the curtain. Right on Friday mornings, I take an African dance class with the YMCA. Okay,
Mm.
no, Justin's mom. It's not me. Why it's got to be me? Um, I don't have feedback, Justin's mom.
I
Um,
hear it too.
Is it me?
I
Hold
think
on, let me
it's,
go on.
yeah. Go,
You
yeah.
probably is me because I'm on my phone. So hold on. Hold on. Okay, go ahead though, y'all.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. First of all, why is Blackman not bitter? Black bitter said y'all need to calm down. Y'all too hyped.
can't get
What?
too hyped on. We can't get too hyped on Juneteenth.
That's
This,
right.
this is the Black Independence Day. If there's a day to be hyped, it's today. Damn it!
So what happened? What they have there at the Y?
So at the YMCA, they have a they so okay on Friday mornings tomorrow morning take like an African dance class, right? So for Juneteenth, they had a 2 hour like I don't know what kind of African dance tutorial. Like they were going over like all these different things, and they had another thing for black men because it's also mental health awareness month. So they had a mental health awareness thing that for black men to discuss issues or whatever. They were doing a lot of different things, and keep in mind, y'all, that the YMCA here or the one I go to is in Decatur, so it is the staff is like 100% African American. So it's going to be so basically it is kind of like directed towards us, you know what I mean, like it's not I mean anybody can go there, but the majority of the people that are in and out are brown and black people. So yeah, so they did a lot of stuff in there. They had it decorated with all the Juneteenth stuff. So yeah, it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't do any of that stuff. I only went to I only went to the pool and I swam for an hour and then I left.
So what did the decorations look like? Or did they like just pull out the shit they had from MLK and Black History Month? All the scraps that were left over that didn't get ruined, all the construction green, black, and
All
red,
yeah, that
gold
they mixed
construction
together.
paper that just what did they do? What did they have? They had chains and shit hanging around, broken chains and shit. What is Juneteenth decorations? They had hooves, white hooves that had been burnt up because the black man was free. Like what it look like? Okay.
No, that's not what it looked like. So basically, it was a lot of traditional African colors. They had the whole Juneteenth Happy Juneteenth, stuff that they had out. It wasn't the same as the Black History Month stuff. It was actually Juneteenth stuff that they had out there. So it was pretty dope. It was dope. Okay.
Well, because I tried to create a thumbnail for Juneteenth, and when I put it in, they had the nerve to. All I got was folks sitting around. They gave me 4 images, folks sitting around eating barbecue
Oh
and
wow.
stuff like that. So then
Wait, why we got to be eating barbecue
that's
though?
what I said. I was like, what the heck? I did it in Canvas, so then I did it again, and I think I put the something about the celebration and the past and linking together. I was kind of a little bit more wordy. So then it gave me some nice ones. I sent you all those, Native.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, it was kind of insulting. Um, it was kind of insulting. I'm like, what the hell? But no, no, it was no. Trust me when I tell you, like this staff is black. Like this staff is black. So like basically, V.Lenore, what you described as if a white person was in charge of that particular YMCA and they had to decorate for Juneteenth. But
Hmm.
no, this was done tastefully. It was done well. I can't really remember. Like I said, it was early this morning. I went in, swam, came out. I did notice some stuff, but other than that, I didn't see anything that was alarming. You see what I'm saying? Like I ain't see nothing that I was like, what the fuck? No, I ain't seen nothing like
Yeah.
that. Because my racist radar be on 100% of the time. So no,
Mm-mm.
it wasn't nothing like that. So it was good. But and then I just came home and made my okra, which by the way, very black food, very black vegetable, okra.
So
Made
many people don't like it though. I love it.
I love it.
I am an okra fan. I am an okra fan. So I pan fried some okra, and put that over rice, and that's what I had for my lunch. And so, and here I am, with Legacy Moon, who has broken the race barrier up there on the moon. Okay, all right, and then Blackity Black V.Lenore, is here, and here I am, and I could not be happier to be here with my friends. I mean, y'all are great. I'm just so happy to be here with my two Blackity Black friends.
And I am happy to be here.
Hmm. Um, Let me see what you all are saying. You all did in the comments. I thought I saw somebody had barbecue. Somebody had barbecue.
Yeah, them people in that picture that Lexi Moon was just talking about.
Yes, indeed. Siri Colette says entertainment with the trio. Hey, Native, you have both of your beautiful women with you tonight. They are indeed beautiful in body and in spirit.
Mhm.
Um, they both are. So yes, Siri Colette, I am blessed today to have them both. These are two of the two of the hardest working women on YouTube are here with us today. Okay, I just want y'all to know that.
Yes.
Legacy Moon will stay up all night and then wake up in the morning and do a whole other live about some shit she didn't do. She'll just come up and be like, you know what? I forgot, y'all. I forgot that one part of the call when Dion said that his daddy wasn't going to be in jail very long. So let me do a whole other live about that.
Them afterthoughts, they sometimes they get to me, and when something gets in my head, I got to take care of it. So yeah, but let me tell you, I do have to add this. This has nothing to, well, it kind of sort of does have to do with Juneteenth and the fact that black don't crack. Because I was talking to my Uber driver today, and he says, "Oh my gosh, I thought you were 35." Well, you can tell me nothing, so y'all can't tell me nothing right now. He thought I was 35.
Well,
Mm, mm, mm.
aren't you 35?
Sure, I'll take that.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'll take that.
I'm just
Yes.
saying. And then listen, Siri Colette. Now and also we got V. Lenore, who now check this out. Went from the East Coast to the West Coast and still manages to do lives as if she's still on the East Coast, right? While taking crip walking lessons in the morning, okay, fending off the haters in the afternoon, all right, and then welcoming back the haters that she's forgiven in the evening. This woman is incredible, y'all. Absolutely in fucking incredible.
Yes. Yes, she is.
I got to give her flowers now, like right now. Okay,
What
okay.
time is it there right
I
now?
saw how you slid that in there at the end. I, I heard that. Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving you your flowers right now. That's all I'm doing. Okay,
Uh-huh. Well,
because
thank you.
you something else.
Well, wait, why she get flowers and I don't get flowers?
Yeah, I said you look 35. Those were your flowers.
Okay. All right.
Mm-mm.
Ginger the Fly the Fit Chick says, I went on a bike ride with my sister. Now I'm at the roller skating rink and I'm about to get it in. James Brown skate sessions. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. Miss Lady says she has some barbecue. Uh huh.
I want some.
Uh
Shit,
huh.
I didn't make the meatloaf today because my son is hanging out with his brother tonight, or today rather. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not cooking. Okay, that don't hurt my feelings then.
I
So I
I
guess I'll
thought
cook that tomorrow, huh?
I thought you cooked the meatloaf yesterday.
I was going to, but I didn't.
Oh,
So I pushed it off to today. And then remember, because I said during the live something about, I said something about my meat's on the way or something like that. But then I was on the live and my son came home around that time. So it was like, what, 9 o'clock our time when I got off of the live. So no, I didn't make the meatloaf yesterday.
oh,
But I am going to make it tomorrow during the day. So we'll have it tomorrow and Saturday at least.
Okay.
oh. You know
Mhm.
what? I ate the rest of my Jamaican food, the jerk chicken and cabbage and peas and rice. So that's
Mm.
close enough to black.
That's what we had at the graduation last week. I
Really?
was like, yeah, I was like, oh, look here, this 14-year-old loves some Jamaican food. So for sure, had everything you just named.
Mm,
Sure did.
so good.
I would love to have that right now.
I think this is interesting, y'all. Salt and Pepper Trusted says, I almost cussed somebody out for telling me Juneteenth is a made up holiday. Miss Caucasian man, all holidays are made up. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, uh,
That part.
I think I think that's super interesting because a lot of people, right? A lot of people, including Black people, aren't aware, or I think now more, but a lot of people didn't know what Juneteenth was for a very long time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know for a very long time. I didn't know. I was probably in my 20s when I realized anything about Juneteenth. And I had um we talked about this on another live before, but I went to white schools, white Catholic schools, and just like in public schools, what's in the history books about black people and black history, it's very limited.
Right.
Frederick Douglass is going to get an honorable mention.
A page.
Yeah. Dr. King, he's gonna have the biggest section, but he
Right.
don't show up to the 60s.
Right.
Okay.
What they going Don't forget
And then
George
he
Washington.
dies. He don't even make a long appearance. Okay. He's in and he's out. You know what I'm saying? They cut him out of the storyline fast, if you ask me.
Right.
So like that's who really, got the attention. I'm sure at this point Obama gets some attention because it is what it is. But for the most part, there wasn't much there. So when I got to high school, and then my mom, did the best she could as far as like trying to buy Black History books of, different stories and, even my fairy tales and things. She would find, Black children's authors and that sort of thing. But I was in high school when I really started to really learn a lot about Black history, and that was because of an Upward Bound program I was a part of. And then it was in my 20s when I even heard of Juneteenth, because I swear I don't remember even being mentioned in those Black History classes that I
Oh,
had.
they are definitely not going to mention it in those classes. And don't forget now, V, did you all get George Washington Carver
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. We
Harriet
got that because
Tubman?
you got to talk about the cotton gin.
Yeah,
Oh no, no, that's the peanut. That's the peanut thing. Who did the cotton gin?
Eli Whitney.
yeah.
Eli Whitney, right? So little things like that. Yes, we heard about. But when you say Frederick Douglass got a page, which is probably very close to accurate, I'd say maybe a couple pages, right?
Mhm.
George Washington Carver got a paragraph. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but you can't avoid mentioning him because of all of the things he found use of that peanut. All the uses he found for them,
Hmm.
and how you just can't cut him out. You can't cut out the Eli Whitney. But everybody else, if you can get around, Benjamin Banneker might get mentioned. No, as a matter of fact, no. Back then, he wasn't even mentioned. I learned that shit in high school. Now
Right,
that I think about it.
right.
So yeah.
Right. And it makes me wonder, like, I know that Black History Month is a thing, but at the same time, I feel like because we don't learn history in a linear way in this country, like we learn it in segments and in pieces, which allows them to take out certain parts and insert other parts, right? So how is it that I know about George Washington and the Revolutionary War, but I don't know about Juneteenth? How is it that I know
Hmm.
about what happened at Monticello or what didn't happen at Monticello or Monticello, whatever you want to call it, right? How is it that
Hmm.
I'm required to know that, but I can go my entire educational career without knowing anything about Juneteenth?
Hmm.
Why is that okay? Why is it that our history is an elective, right? And white history is required? Because I
Big.
guarantee there isn't a school in this country that you can go to where you cannot know about George Washington and get a degree or a diploma.
Hmm. You're gonna know about George Washington, but you see how they very selectively never mention the fact that he owned slaves. It may have been mentioned in years after I was in school, but they don't even talk about it. You got to assume and know he had slaves because of the time period and everything. But the truth is, they don't want to. They don't want you to focus on that. Don't focus on that.
Well, also, they talk about his wooden teeth.
Yeah, and he'll
Those
never tell a
teeth,
lie either.
yeah, he'll never tell a lie, but those teeth came from slaves.
Oh, you mean they made them?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
they made everything.
Well,
No,
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 no, no, they didn't make them. No, they came, the actual physical teeth
they came out of
came
Oh,
slave.
out
out
of
of a slave's
slaves.
head.
Yes,
Yes.
So why? Well, wait a minute. Okay, I didn't know this, but let's talk about this for a second. Okay. Why did the slave have wooden teeth? Like I understand why the slave wouldn't have any teeth, but how the slave get teeth good enough for a president?
How did how did they get teeth? They took their teeth. They pulled the slaves' teeth, and then those fake, I guess, a prosthetic denture was made for George Washington.
hmm
That's how it was. He did not have wooden teeth. See, here she is in the conversation and don't know. No, those teeth belong to slaves.
yeah, they weren't wooden teeth; they were slaves' teeth.
Okay, there we go.
The
Okay, so
wooden
they
part,
weren't wooden teeth. So why are we saying that they're wooden teeth?
Because
just
that's what we were taught.
the same reason why we talk about a cherry tree that he never chopped down.
That,
You
that
still,
never
Right,
happened. Hmm.
right.
it's the same reason why. Because if we talk about what actually happened, it shows the brutality. What people try to do in this country is they try to play down the brutality, just like Sally Hemings was, Thomas Jefferson's concubine or girlfriend or whatever they want to say when he
They
was
say his lover and that they
right.
were in love, which is an absolute fucking falsehood.
Right, but let's be real about that. She was a 15-year-old enslaved girl. He
Right.
was a rapist, and we don't want to call Thomas Jefferson a rapist because America likes to mythologize the people that founded this country for some odd reason, right?
Well, but let's be clear about why he's a grapist. He's not just a grapist because he's a slave owner that we know was probably graping many of the
Mhm.
slaves, right?
Right.
But he's also a grapist because she was property, not because she was 15. Because honestly, 15 in that day and age was like an old hag. By the time you 15, you got many kids, you got a good old ass husband. Because so all of that was normal. But the problem is that because she was property and she wasn't considered to be a human,
hmm
that is why it's great, because she
hmm
can't give consent because she's property. Kind of
Correct.
like how when a prisoner has an affair, quote unquote, with a corrections officer, it doesn't matter that the prisoner uh, tried to seduce them. It doesn't matter if the prisoner agreed to doing it. At the end of the day, the prisoner cannot give consent. The
Right.
Right.
prisoner is the property. So there's that.
Yeah.
Can I also mention a comment that Sanders RN made,
Mhm.
that a lot of people may not know, is that the hair of slaves was used to stuff furniture in George Washington's home.
Mm, really?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And let me just say this about what you said earlier, V, about how they frame slavery in general, but in particular when it comes to George Washington. There is a book um, about the life of a woman named by the name of Ona Judge. Okay, Ona Judge was an enslaved woman that belonged to George Washington. She escaped and was able to get away. Do you know the lengths that George Washington went to get Ona Judge back are downright brutal? Like
Hmm.
he's offering all types of rewards. He had all kind of spies. He went after this woman as if she was actually his real life property.
He
And
He was. She was. Shit. She was the most valuable piece of property they had.
right,
Human capital.
and I mean he sent, I mean he literally hired personal slave catchers, bounty hunters, to go and get her.
Mm-hmm.
right. And when we what the thing that does not come across sometimes when people are trying to reframe history and romanticize a lot of things when it comes to slave masters and George Washington and Thomas Jefferson is the brutality of what slavery actually was.
Hmm.
Like it was brutal enough to where they had to actually create laws. A lot of people think slavery was just haphazard, do what you want to, see black people and lynch them. It wasn't like that. There were laws. Like if you caught a slave, you couldn't just shoot them, lynch them, or whatever. You had to find out who that person belonged to because if you harmed that person's property, something was going to happen to you. They would lynch you if you did anything to those people. So there were rules. They had a whole like system of slavery. Like it wasn't just do what you want to do, just because they're black people. And it's because of the value that they saw in black skin and doing the work that they did not want to do. Lazy asses.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. And another thing about George Washington, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I can remember correctly from the book, the reason why Una Judge ran is because I think he was getting, because see, George Washington was a poor man. The only reason why he had money is because he married his wife.
Yeah.
So if I can remember correctly, a will was done and she was going to be given to I think a daughter or something, and she was going to have to move away.
Hmm.
She didn't want to go back to whatever plantation that was, so that's why she ran.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So okay, I remembered it then.
Yes, yes, and I think it's important to know a couple different things, right? It's important to know when we talk about George Washington specifically, right? What a complete piece of shit he is, right?
Hmm.
He first of all, the Revolutionary War had nothing to do with America and its freedom. Had everything to do with King George taking money from the rich people that were already in America. So George Washington married Martha Washington. George Washington was a drunk who was bad with money, and
Uh-huh.
and he was broke. Okay, so Martha Washington is the one that had all the money. So in order to protect their interests, they used poor white people. Tell me if this sounds familiar. They used poor white people to fight a war that was in their best interest, right?
Yep.
Had nothing to do with freedom and all this other stuff, which is again why it's so important that we teach history. Because guess what? A lot of these MAGA and a lot of these 1776 people, they are basing their gung ho American patriotism on fiction, on things that did not happen, things that were out of context. They base 1776. Oh, I'm an American. We're going to have a 1776 moment. But what they don't realize is that they were using poor white people with no influence and no power to fight a war for the Washingtons, the Jeffersons, the people, the Benjamin Franklins of the country that did not have their best interests in heart. So I think that it's so important that we teach history the correct way, because ultimately a lot of people are banking on things that just did not happen and were not true.
Oh, you know what? And to actually relate that to what's going on today, I saw something on Instagram where it was a white guy and he was talking about, I want to show you the supporters, these MAGA supporters that Donald Trump has. And I mean, he showed a picture and these was like the trashiest looking and socio-economical people I've ever seen, white people that I have ever seen. So even in today's time, the same thing is going on. You've got a president who's promising you something, but the only people who seems to be benefiting is people who are already upper class and middle class. The people who actually need help and things like that aren't getting it, and those are the people who put him in office. Some of those, people. I also saw another guy who had on a shirt. He had the rebel flag everywhere, and the shirt says, "My ancestors founded this land,"
Oh
something
no.
like that. Ancestors. Yes, that's what it said.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, I had to send that to you. It was hilarious.
How do we not know that he meant that?
Maybe he did. I don't know, but it was funny as hell.
I mean, that's a whole thing. And then, so when it comes to, and all of this stems from the Salt and Pepper Trust's comment, right? um, about it being a made up holiday, when I think the irony of a white person talking about a black made up holiday, when all white people have done is made up their own history, made up their own stories, and made up their own mythology about American history. And so for a white person to say that Juneteenth is a made up holiday when all y'all do is make up shit, it's
Hmm.
hilarious. I would laugh.
Right. Like Christopher Columbus discovering America. Okay.
Right.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's interesting because for them to say that this is a made up holiday, but they disregard the fact that all of the president's holidays, when it was first, it was that they each had birthdays that we celebrated. Then it was like, okay, we'll just have President's Day, and everybody will be off, and you celebrate all of these particular presidents. Then, and all of which were trash as hell. Okay, but we're to celebrate them. And, there's Columbus Day. Columbus Day is also something that we were, or many cities and folks really did celebrate. I'm from a city that's named after Christopher Columbus. So, they're first on board of celebrating Columbus Day. But everything about that man is a fraud. Everything about him makes him just as evil as a slave owner.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's funny. You think we should celebrate this guy, but you don't think we should celebrate this over here? Come
Right.
on.
Right.
Yeah, no, it makes no sense. And again, I think that we are so loosey goosey when it comes to history. Again, think about it. Think about it. If you had like, can you imagine like being in Japan and there's like East Japanese history versus West Japanese? No, they learn their history in a linear way. Here's how the country started. Here's where this happened. Here's where that happened, and they go through the whole linear timeline of their country. We're the only ones that say, okay, well, you know what? We gonna let y'all, and the keyword we gonna let y'all celebrate your history on this month, and we're gonna keep it out of our history books, we're gonna keep it out of our curriculum, and we're gonna keep it to where if you learn too much about it, now you're hurting our feelings. You're making us feel bad, right? You're making us feel bad and making us feel like we're bad people because we did this to you. I didn't do it to you, even though the people that did do it to you were related to me, and I profit off of what they did to you back in those days because they gave me the land that they stole from you, right?
Hmm.
All right. This pull yourself up by your bootstraps when I inherited everything or I was given this thing that was stolen by somebody else. Oh, no, no, no. We're gonna forget about all that, right? We're gonna just make it to where you have your history over here, but don't you dare Don't you dare try to walk around this country and not know about my heroes that I don't know that much about myself. That's where we are in this country.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, I agree. I think that something you just said about uh, 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 what was the last analogy you just shared, Native?
The curriculum and not knowing about and not having to like it's not a requirement to learn about Ida B. Wells and about anybody outside of the normal Black history characters, right? But we have to learn a mythologized version of who George Washington was and who these are my heroes that you got to learn about. But me, I ain't got to I ain't got to learn about your people. And I think James Baldwin said it best when James Baldwin was talking about the subject, and he said the problem that we have in this country when it comes to racism is that I have to know about you, but you don't have to know about me. I have to know about how you live in order to survive in this country. I have to know about your culture in order to survive in this country, but you don't have to know about mine. You don't
Mhm.
have to know how Black people live in this country to be a lawmaker.
Right.
It would be helpful if you knew how Black people lived if you were a lawmaker, because then you would know what kind of laws that need to be passed in order to be fair to Black people. But you don't have to know that. But in order for a Black man to be a lawmaker in this country, guess what he has to know? He has to know the way white people live.
Right.
He has to know the needs of white people,
Right.
right? But Marjorie Taylor Greene ain't never been to East Point. At East Point, she ain't never been to Colley Park. She ain't never been to Riverdale. She ain't never been to Old National. See,
And if she's smart, she'll stay away
oh yeah,
because they gonna whoop her ass.
oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
If she is smart, she will stay away from all of those spots.
Right.
I know what it was that you said when you mentioned that as a white person, um, I may not have done anything to cause you harm as a black person. I may not have um, enslaved people or overtly held someone back from what they are deserving of,
Hmm.
but you may, even if you did not inherit money and generational health I'm sorry, generational wealth, at the end of the day, as a white person, you still have a level of privilege
Hmm.
that if we are both born today and all of our parents make the same amount of money and we live in the same neighborhood and we have the same floor plan of a home, and you will still have an advantage that I will never have in this country. So even if we come into the world with the same thing, we are not the same.
Right.
And this world will remind us often that we are not the same. And that's why I say that, I feel so strongly about, people who negate the blackness of biracial folks, because regardless of how you may feel about whether or not they are full blown black or half black or whatever it is, 9 times out of 10, and I say 9 times out of 10 because there are a few that slide through the cracks and that folks never detect that they really are black,
Hmm.
because they're passing and they can get away with certain things. But at the end of the day, I cannot never ever pretend to not know and understand how I will be viewed, regardless. If both of my if my mother is white, my dad is black, and I'm out here biracial, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be treated like a white person. I'm
Hmm.
going to be treated like a black person.
Hmm.
Now, does that mean that that biracial black person may not have some privilege in society that maybe another black person of browner complexion might not have. Yeah, true. But at the end of the day, there's still a nigga to these white folks.
Hmm.
And I think that we spend so much time trying to create more separation amongst ourselves, when in fact it's them white folks who are always going to stand side by side with one another. No matter how much they hate each other, they will always see us as a threat to them. Us as in black people, Mexicans, them Asians too. The Asians too. Them Asians like to think, yeah, they are honorarily accepted into the little white club, but trust me, you are not white to them either. You hear how Donald Trump is always that's slick shade when he says shit about China. Okay,
Hmm.
it's slick shade all the time. Chinese people are smart and creative, and look, they are light years ahead of us in so many areas. But because of a white man's insecurity, they constantly have to speak negatively of anything that is different from them. So if we as people of color, and I'm don't get it twisted, I do think that black people need to worry about black people. But if we were all smart, we would get together and we wouldn't allow them, when I say them, white folks, to have as much power, to take as much control. If we understood the power we have within ourselves and amongst those communities. Black people alone have the least amount of money. we
Hmm.
are we are one of the smallest populations in this country, yet
Right.
we spend the most money.
Right.
So
Right.
we have power that we don't even
Yes.
leverage.
We don't address it. We don't
Mm-mm.
address it. We don't address financial power. We definitely don't address political power, right? Because we have all these people that tell you about don't vote, why vote, don't vote. If you vote, the Illuminati, they already know what they want. So we marginalize voting in a lot of places in the black community as well. So we do have that financial power, but we also have the power of our vote, which I think the most that we saw it was Obama. Like we saw the power of our vote when Obama was there. Everybody was voting for Obama, for whatever reason, right? But I think, like, we do like to exercise. I mean, Target is feeling it right now, y'all. Target is feeling it. Okay.
Yes, they are. But I didn't want to interrupt you, but can I tell my Target story?
Yeah.
I saw on Instagram where he was a black man. He went in Target. He got almost $3,000 worth of stuff. And he had the cashier bring it up. And after she told him the what the total was, he says, "Do you know what DEI is?" And of course she didn't. And he says, well, I don't think I want this stuff. And he walked out the door. And that was his plan all along. He never intended, but he says, make work for them. So of course they have to void everything out and put all of the items back. And I don't mean he went and got like a TV or something big like that. I mean, he got clothing. He had all kinds of stuff in there. So I know it took them a minute to get that stuff put back on stock, plus to void it out the register and everything.
let
But
me
I thought that was so funny.
let me tell you what we did on when the big blackout week was happening or whatever, when we were blacking out Target or whatever.
Hmm.
Hmm.
uh Me and my little friend, we filled up some shopping carts online. We piled shit in carts, okay? We put all kinds of shit in them carts and let them shit sit right there, okay? Because a lot of times, no, in Amazon, it'll take it off the inventory because they don't want to sell something that somebody has already claimed to put in their cart.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah, we put all kinds of shit in that damn cart online. So they didn't get to sell that shit. I'll tell you that. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, I just ain't go back. Okay. I ain't go back. First of all, let me just say this: I ain't never
Oh,
liked.
I ain't been back either. Now I ain't been back. I'm talking about the online carts.
Yeah, no. I get
Oh,
it.
okay.
I get it. I'm just saying I ain't never liked Target in the first place. You ever
What?
no, I
Oh, I
ain't never
love
liked Target.
Target.
I'm with you. Me either.
Ooh, I loved it. Okay, but go
Listen,
ahead.
listen. Target to me, you ever know somebody that's dating somebody and you ain't like them, but you went along with it, and then when they broke up, you told the person, like, I ain't never liked that motherfucker, no way. That's how Target is to me. Okay. People then broke up with Target, and I've been saying the whole time, I ain't never liked that motherfucker, no way. I mean, I ain't never I ain't never liked the prices, the stores laid out funny. I ain't never liked none of that shit. So I'm good with it. I'm good with the boycott. I'm good with them losing money. The CEO has had to cut his salary in half in order to make this thing work. Target will probably never be the same after this, and I could not be happier for them motherfuckers there.
Well, they're also getting hit because between the DEI, and I know they had to take a lot of their LGBTQIA stuff out the store. So, they're protesting too, as well. That community is protesting Target just for that. So they are getting hit very, very hard.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I think that it's very important. And I mean, and listen, these people are like, and it's so funny. They are just standing on their business, which I love it. I love it for them. You know what I'm saying? I love it for them that they standing on their business. If you gonna be racist, be all the way about it.
Right.
Be all the way about it. Don't come back to my we sorry. We ain't mean it. Oh no, come on. I don't know if y'all saw this or not, but Target has an online, I think it's an online ad. I didn't see it on TV. But they have an ad where there's a person ringing up all these different items and their hands are black. So they have like this black person like at the at the self checkout, and all you see is their black ass hand just, just ringing up shit. And that's supposed to make us feel like, you know, oh, look, a black person is ringing up that soap. Look, a black person is doing, let's all go back to Target. Like, no, we're not stupid.
Hmm.
And I think that's the one thing about like these corporations when it comes to black people is that they try things that insult our intelligence. That ad that they have on, I think it's on TikTok, but that ad is so damn like we're so stupid that we're gonna be like, you know what? Y'all cancel DEI, doubled down on it, stood with Trump. Let's go back because I see a black hand checking shit out. Let's go back. Let me go back. Let me rethink this Target shit and go back because I saw a black hand. Hey, Jamal, huh? Did you see that ad? Talking about the one with the black hand? Yeah. I kind of want to go back to Target. Yeah, me too. Shit. And that's gonna happen in mass, right?
Hmm.
Uh,
Actually, it probably is more, not so much that people think, well, they got the black hand, I'm gonna go back. There are gonna be the dummies, the people who will be like, oh, everything must be over. And now they're back on our team because there's a black hand.
Well, the numbers have not reflected such. This is
No.
the fourth straight month that they have taken losses. So yeah, so no, it's not working. I love the fact that we let them expensive ass people go. Let me tell you something. I'm happy to never go back to Target or Publix ever again. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to pay $18 for a loaf of bread, V.Lenore.
Well,
I don't.
what do you have against Publix? What they do to you?
Oh Lord, Publix is on the list.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Publix is on the list, y'all.
I didn't know because we don't have one on the moon, so I
Oh,
didn't know.
I forgot. I forgot. You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about it. Okay. All right. No, I have not done I haven't been to Publix in months, like literally since the beginning of the year. Matter of fact, the only time I went to Publix was when I went home, and of course Pensacola, not a lot of choices. So like my mom, for her to boycott stuff is hard because they don't have a lot of options there. So I went to Publix with her when I went home, but other than that, nah, I don't fuck with them. Mm-mm.
Um, Bevy C has asked, well, first of all, for all of you guys who spoke to me in the chat, hello, how you doing? And thank you so much. And I'm glad you are here. But Bevy C says, but why are Walmart and Amazon not feeling it? You know,
So,
We don't know that they aren't. We know that Amazon did feel it that week where we had a blackout of Amazon. It was 1 week, and they did feel a hit. Now, they made changes, not that I know of, but they did feel a hit because they talked about those numbers. And some things just don't happen overnight. We're sitting here saying that Target has felt the pain, but I haven't seen them make a change. So it is what it is.
right, right,
um,
exactly.
I want to for people, because I saw there were people who weren't aware of what Target did. So I'm gonna play a little clip of this. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because I want y'all to be aware of what these people were actually up to, and not only that, but the reaction to it. Okay, so give me a quick second and let me get this pulled up real quick. Hold on, let me get y'all added here too, because I want to get y'all reaction. In case you all have not seen this, I want to get y'all reaction to this too. Because when I saw it, I cracked up. I thought it was hilarious. But hold on real quick. Let me add V.Lenore. And let me see here. I don't want you to take up the whole
Y'all
screen.
see that in the background? You see the background of my picture?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
What is it? Can you what y'all see?
Isn't that Prince's house?
I thought it was an aquarium.
Oh Lord. No and no. What the hell? Not Prince's house or the
It's,
aquarium.
it's purple.
No, I'm at a cowboy bar, and that's the bull I rode.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Did,
Okay, you doing all types of shit now.
did you
Well, no,
fall?
that was the week before I left Columbus, actually.
Did you fall?
Nope, I didn't fall.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
What?
I didn't look like Urban Cowboy either. I was really trying to do Urban Cowboy realness,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't
Mhm.
giving it.
Okay, but was you sore the next day?
I wasn't that sore. Actually, I wasn't sore. My legs were a little tight, but I understand. I didn't stay up there a whole long time, but I was like, I could see how riding a horse first and foremost would get your thigh muscles and all that shit and your core, uh, um, in shape. And I could totally see how that bull would do it if you were up there for long periods of time, and because it takes strength. Honestly, I felt to even be able to stay up there. And I was on the slowest thing. But it felt like when it dipped low, it went real low. Okay. And I was like, oh shit. Because they go low, the head is tilted down. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to be able to stand straight or sit straight up or whatever? It's a mess, child.
Hey, V.
Hmm.
V. Black but not bitter says she had been practicing at Pass's house.
What about your friend?
No, I was not. I was not practicing how to ride a bull at Pastor's house, but I might know how to surf.
All right. Let me get into this video. Shit.
Surf porn.
Shit. Anyway, okay, so I know. Listen. We're not even finna. No, Black but not better. Stop. Okay, stop. Anyway, Say J said, "Oh, what happened with the?" Okay, so I figured that if Say J didn't know about this, that maybe some other people didn't know about this. So y'all check this out real quick. Okay, watch this.
So boom, Target thought they could quietly roll back their DEI program, drop their $2 billion reach initiative, and still ride the buy black wave without supporting black businesses? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell y'all say? What the hell y'all? Like we wouldn't notice? Please. And guess what happened next? 10 straight weeks of falling foot traffic, a 12 billion sales loss, stock prices slipping like somebody on black ice, and all because
Target forgot black spending power.
Like a bag of food. And I ain't ashamed to admit.
Black America dropped 1.7 trillion into the economy alone last year. And that's equivalent to the GDP of Australia. When we move, entire markets move. And don't get it twisted, because we boycotted for 381 days, and we'll do it again. We are not new to organized power. You can't take our culture, creativity, and dollars and then ghost us when it's time to support Black-owned brands. That's not partnership. That's corporate cosplay.
Say no shopping for you.
And I don't
Target, if you don't get that black hand off that commercial, we do not care about you prancing that black hand around like it's going to make a difference. At this point, we don't care whether it's red, yellow, black, and white. We don't care what color that hand is. We are not going back in that store. You have made your bed and now you got to lie in it. And for you to sit around here trying to insult our intelligence as if putting a black hand on your commercial is going to make a difference is really crazy. Stop it. Leave us alone.
What's so ironic about the Target black hand is that they know they can't show the face. Like they're like, look, we won't show your face, just your hand. And then the fact that you don't know if it's a man's hand or a woman's hand. Like, whose hand is that?
Hello guys, and welcome to the Joy Reports. In today's video, we're going to talk about Target's hilarious attempt to get black people back shopping at their stores. And you won't believe what Target has done now. After black Americans gave them the side-eye for their weak attempts at DEI, Target thought they could fix things with a simple, hey, let's use a black hand in our ads. Yeah, you heard that right. A black hand, as if the power of one hand is going to make black folks forget how they messed up. And spoiler alert, it didn't work. If this is the kind of content you enjoy, please consider subscribing, liking and sharing because it helps YouTube recommend it to a wider audience. And so now, without further ado guys, let's go straight into this video. But first, let me play you a few videos on this matter and I'll come back with my commentary. As a side note, all credit goes to the creators of this video.
Target, I don't know who that little black hand is in y'all videos, but I know y'all wearing that little hand out in it. I don't know who black hand they got up in that video. Listen, it's not gonna work, okay? Because I don't know what y'all thought y'all was gonna accomplish by showing off that black hand. It's given that you want us to know that you got black friends. Whoever's the owner of that black hand, listen, blink twice if you need help. Like, was y'all in a board meeting and y'all just came up with this idea? If we just show the people that black people still be shopping up in here, if we get this black hand, find any black person in the store, grab them by the hand and record. I can't make myself be serious because what is wrong with them? They really found whatever black person. I don't know who she is. Listen, get your coin, sis. Do you? Because at this point, they just playing in our face. It's not even enough that they won't even apologize for the messed up policies. It's just the fact that they got this hand working overtime, okay? Double shifts, triple shifts, okay? They working this little black hand. If y'all want to laugh like I've been laughing for the past hour and a half, go look at them comments of the videos of them with that little black hand.
So boom, Target thought they could quietly roll back their DEI program, drop their $2 billion reach initiative, and still ride the buy black wave without supporting black businesses?
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell, Beyonce? What the hell, y'all?
Like we wouldn't notice? Please. And guess what happened next? 10 straight weeks of falling foot traffic, a 12 billion sales loss, stock prices slipping like somebody on black ice, and all because Target forgot black spending power.
Like a bag of food. And I ain't ashamed to admit.
Black America dropped 1.7 trillion into the economy alone last year. And that's equivalent to the GDP of Australia. When we move, entire markets move. And don't get it twisted, because we boycotted for 381 days, and we'll do it again. We are not new to organized power. You can't take our culture, creativity, and dollars and then ghost us when it's time to support Black-owned brands. That's not partnership. That's corporate cosplay.
Say no shopping for you.
I just wanted to show y'all, like, in case you all were not aware that Target tried this shit, okay? And us being who us are, we called them on this shit. And some of the comments on this were hilarious. So that was a real thing. They put a black hand checking out, and we're supposed to just go running back. I thought that was pretty damn stupid. But, you know, like as you could see from some of the people that commented on it, yeah, no, it ain't work.
I'm trying to find the actual commercial so I can look at the comments.
Recently. Like sister girl that was doing her makeup. She was
Mhm.
hilarious. She was hilarious. So yeah, but yeah, so that's what's happening with Target. So and Target also tried to drop a Black History commercial too. So you know they're
Oh,
trying
did
to
they?
they're trying to do the small shit without having to undo the big shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh my gosh, Nana, why didn't you tell me about this? This is hilarious.
I'm
Oh,
telling you, it's a trip.
somebody, who's this? Somebody on here did a video talking about some. Hello, my name is Angela, the Target Black Hand. Oh, I'm gonna look at these. I'm gonna have to look at these.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. It is good stuff. Did we lose V.Lenore? Did we
Oh,
lose?
she's well. Her picture's up at the top. She's added, but yet no, she's offline.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, there she is. There she is. Hold on.
oh,
So that
she's
means
back.
I gotta take her down and add her back.
Add her
Oh,
back.
okay. Let me
Sorry,
resize.
sorry about that.
So V, what did you think about the black hand?
I thought that was hilarious, and the girl saying, I don't know whose little black hand that is. Hilarious.
She says, "Sis, get your money."
And blink twice if you need help. Whoever's black hand that is, blink twice.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, I thought that was hilarious. A lady 747 said black folks came together like Voltron on Target's ass. We really did. We really did. And as far as like Amazon and Walmart, I don't know about Walmart. I haven't been to a Walmart in a minute either. So Amazon, I mean it's hard to tell. A lot of these companies are it's hard to tell because I think Target relies on more foot traffic than the other two do. Because trust me, Amazon is worldwide, and it's going to be hard to really impact them. But not to say that we can't. But as far as like internationally, like people are ordering from Amazon as we speak, literally. So I don't know.
Boy, I tell you, if I was some sort of community organizer, I would go and try to get as many states involved as possible for all black people to go in Target, fill up their carts until stuff is falling out, take them up to the register, and just leave.
Well, they
That
did that. They did that the first week. If there are videos where you can see where people literally filled up uh, 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 buggies on top of buggies on top of buggies and had them all lined up in front of customer service. And people had to go put that stuff back. It was between returns and people doing exactly what you just said.
wow. Yeah, that to me that's the thing. That's really because you've got those employees who are going to have to put that back and chances are they're not going to want to. So I was, what, to be honest with you, I remember, that first week I did see Target. I wasn't paying attention and I did see all these carts at the service desk, but I didn't know why. And I was like, well, maybe, and I was trying to figure out, well, why would somebody have that much stuff to return? Because I mean, it was basket upon basket upon basket. But now what you just told me now it makes sense. It makes more sense.
I think that so Bevy C says sometimes I get bogged down in despair. It is 2025, and here we are, shaking my head. So Bevy C, here's the thing. I went to a protest earlier this year and spoke to a lawmaker, a black lawmaker who is, I think they are in the congressional district in Clayton County, I believe. And I asked her this exact same thing. I said, what do you tell people who are, feeling like this is not working, this is, a bad place that we're in, and, how do we get out of it and all this stuff. And what her answer was basically what she told me was that, she tells her constituents that this is the time to fight because this is the time when we know what we're up against. We know the enemy has made themselves very clear, right? So it's not an unknown presence, it's a very known presence. We know what they're up to. We know what they're doing. And now is the time that we fight, because despair should only come when you don't know what's going on, when you don't know where your enemy's coming from. But now we know exactly who's who. We know who is lined up with us, right? The Targets of the world, all these other companies that are clearly right on the other side. So now we know where not to shop. We know who not to vote for. We know all of these things. And she was just saying that we have to keep our eyes on the prize and just understand that now we have a clear view of who's with us and who's not. That was what she told me when I spoke to her at that particular rally. And I agree with that wholeheartedly, that now is the time for us, that we have a clear idea of who's there, who's for us and who's not. That's what I would say.
Let's see, what else do we have in the comments? Sensible Creation Sister said there is a lot that we as Black people can pull back on, not to hurt companies, but to help ourselves. One thing that I think we need to start doing is, oh, wait a minute. Okay, a lady has statistics. She says, I've quit Walmart and cut down 75% on Amazon and 100% Costco, and bought my mom, daughter, and sister Costco memberships. Okay, well, that's good. So Sensible Creation, I think that one of the things a lot of Black people don't do is promote Black businesses. They don't promote them. And they also tend to not want to, and this has just been my experience in life. They also tend to not support because they feel like, okay, well, I can get this cheaper somewhere else. But what they don't understand is that when you have a Black business, sometimes your prices are a little bit higher than what you can get somewhere else. It's because that Black person, because they are a Black person, and some people may not believe this, they're getting overcharged, whether it's their loan, whether it's who they're buying their supplies from, depending on what they're selling. So there are a lot of reasons why minority-owned businesses' prices are a little higher. They have a little bit more of a struggle in the business world than what the white man would have. But I think we need to support them more. I really do. I bought some soap from Amazon, and I saw like 3 different kinds that I wanted. But this is what I do. I was like, okay, I want this, and this. Okay, which one's the cheapest? And that's usually how I do my process of elimination. But what I noticed is that the one company was a Black owned company. So, and their soap was more expensive, but I went with that Black owned company just because I wanted to support the Black business.
I will say this. The reason why, in case y'all wondering why I always shout out these 2 ladies, the reason why I always tell y'all to go look at their channel is because I support Black owned businesses, right? There are huge channels out there. YouTube got all these people with all these subscribers and all this and that. But I feel like we as content creators are business owners, right? I feel like the V.Lenore show is the V.Lenore show. The Legacy Moon show is the Legacy Moon show. The Native Tribe show is my show, right? So even something as small as y'all go check out my friend fill in the blank, right? Y'all go check out this content creator. Y'all go check out that content creator. It doesn't even have to be anything huge. Just sending people something of interest. Like maybe if you like what Native Tribe is doing, you might like what V.Lenore is doing. Or maybe if you like what V.Lenore is doing, you might like what Legacy Moon is doing. I feel like we can support each other in so many different ways. Some of them monetarily, right? But some of them are as easy as, hey, go check out my friend that does this. Go check out my friend that does that. Oh, you like cakes? Well, I know somebody that makes some great cakes. They're really affordable and they're really good. Go check out my friend XYZ. Here's their number. Call them and tell them I sent you. You know what I'm saying? It's the small things that we can do to help people these black owned businesses with their business, and no matter what their business is, and a lot of it is just word of mouth, y'all.
Mhm.
If you know somebody that's doing something good, send them to that person. If you know somebody that has a service, or you know that they're just starting, don't worry about it. Hey, you know what? I just thought about it. I know a mobile mechanic. He's got a van. He's got all his tools. He can do whatever a regular mechanic can do. Give him a call.
Right. I wanna address something that Miss Lady said that unfortunately is some validity to it. She says, my experience with black owned businesses is the lack of customer service 85% of the time. I will say there is something to that, because that does happen. That really does happen. And it's unfortunate because that can leave a bad taste in your mouth. And but I think a lot of times when let me use this for an example. Let me give you an example. When those Asians or Indians come over here, they get a business, okay? Um, for whatever reason, they don't have a hard time getting loans, money, whatever it is they need. They get a business, and then the entire family works the business. They take shifts. They all stay in the same place, like especially like those. There's a Vietnamese are usually the ones who own the nail shops. They will pile up 15 people in an apartment, and they all ride the van to work. They pull together as a family, as a unit, as a community to build their businesses. And I wish that we would do more of that. I wish that we would not just be supportive with our dollars, but be supportive with, if you start a business, get your people, your family, or people who you trust to help build it with you, because it takes time. I mean, look at all these let me see. Yeah, Walmart. I'm sure, I don't know the history of Walmart, but I'm sure it started off as a mom and pop shop or something that just grew and grew and grew. It's an ideal that started, and then it
Mhm.
got bigger. So I think that I wish that we would do more of that. I really do.
I have a question though. I have a question for V.Lenore, right? So I think it was interesting that EK says I support black owned business that respect me in Atlanta. These mofo's treat you like ish. Now, V.Lenore, you are from Ohio and you now live in Compton, no, California. My question is: have you been there long enough to notice whether or not local businesses are like that out there on the West Coast? Is it a regional thing, or is it just the way some black businesses run? Have you noticed that at all?
I haven't noticed anything like that since I've been here. I haven't noticed it because A, I haven't paid any attention to it. B,
Mhm.
I can't say that I have seen or been in a good number of black businesses since I've been out here. So I don't think I am the person that could speak to what things look like from a West Coast perspective versus, other parts of the country.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I get exactly what people are saying when they talk about the customer service experience.
Hmm.
Um, Unfortunately, black people make the same mistake white folks do, the same mistake Asians do when they come into black communities and they take for granted that we are going to support them. I think, unfortunately, black business owners often do the same thing. They
Hmm.
don't feel the need to put the energy into the customer experience
Hmm.
in ways in which they should.
Hmm.
They don't value us as black customers as they should. I have on many occasions
Hmm.
given my black people a chance at even trying to be an employee of black owned businesses, and that has ended in failure each time. Each time.
Mhm.
Each time, unfortunately. Does that mean I'm not going to support black businesses? Absolutely not. Does
Right.
that mean I don't still have hope for our black owned businesses? Absolutely not. I definitely still have hope. I'm not going to lose hope because of some of the negative experiences that I have had when trying to support my people. I'm still going to support. I may not support that business, but I'm gonna look for another black owned business that does the same thing. I'm going to give my people a chance more often than I'm going to give anybody else one. That's something that a lot of people don't think to do or try to do.
Right.
Um, but unfortunately, it is a problem that black business owners don't value the black customer either, and they don't take into consideration a lot of times that what I thought most black folks were taught as kids, that you got to do things not as good as your white counterparts. You have to do it twice as well, if not three times as well, in
Right.
order to get the same type of credit that they get. So when it comes to black owned businesses, I feel like that has gone out the window too. They don't feel necessarily that they've got to be two and three times better than their competition, their white competition. They still have fast do it, and the prices are going to be more expensive a lot of times when you're going to black owned businesses because, again, it's a supply and demand thing.
Hmm. Right.
They're going to get undercut because the black businesses tend, 9 times out of 10 is going to be a small business in comparison to white businesses that do the same thing. So. I think it's all around. It's a bad thing, and unless we all decide to change our mind about how we're going to support one another, and when I say one another, I mean business owner to business owner, consumer to business owner, and business owners have to also have loyalty to their consumers,
Right.
and so yeah. So when I hear black business owners pissed that more black people aren't supporting them, and that's why the prices have to go up even higher than they are.
Right.
You got to give back to the community too as a business owner. So
So here's my thought, right? I, of course, don't have any hair, as you can tell by my picture. Okay.
yeah,
It's
because you used all those white business owners black hair care products.
that could be it. Okay,
Yeah,
that's not my point
and
right
all
now.
your hair
Anyway,
fell out. I
it's not
see.
my point right now, V.Lenore. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm about to say, I really do want to know what the feedback is from both you all, you and Legacy Moon, as well as from the my audience here. Okay. Korean owned hair stores in the hood have been giving bad customer service for decades, right? For decades. You go in, they think you're stealing, they rude to you, they don't want you in their store, buy now, all this stuff, right? Not a one has gone out of business because we stopped going there. So my question becomes, if the customer service is important and the rudeness and the lack of customer service is important when it comes to black owned business, why or do we accept that behavior or seemingly accept that behavior from the hair stores that are in our neighborhoods that treat us like shit and take our money and don't give anything back? I've always wondered that. I've always wondered why we don't hold them accountable for their bad customer service, because everyone I've been into, now maybe there are some that are nice to their customers, but all the ones I've been into, oh my god, they are so damn rude. So what is your take on that?
Well, that's the very thing that I mentioned in the beginning. Like, the part of the problem too is that black business owner also is not showing the loyalty that they want shown towards them. The
Hmm.
the black Here's the thing.
Hmm.
White folks have done such a job on us
Hmm.
to the point where, I mean, the reason why we even understand the concept of the crabs in the barrel is because they arranged it that way.
Hmm.
Okay. And they've done that since the beginning of time. They've done that since we were slaves. They did that when they had the light skinned folks in the house and the darker complected slaves in the fields. They
Right.
did that because they were trying to send a message. Even though all y'all is niggas, all of y'all are slaves, and none of y'all have any rights, and all of you are property. I'm still
Right.
going to create some division here. I'm going to split up these families. I'm going to sell off part of your family over here. They've
Mm.
done nothing but created division. If you saw somebody saw one of them slaves in the house, in the big house, some in the fields are going to think, oh, it's easier, it's better. It's better to be in the house, not
Mm.
understanding even the walk that house nigga had to live, being, in close proximity to grape, amongst other tortures that came along with it. So
Mm.
I say all that to say, when you fast forward and now you're looking at why is it that we have such a harder problem supporting one another than supporting others, is because there is some deep-seated, deep-rooted bullshit sometimes in our psyche that we didn't even know was there, that we didn't even pay attention, that was laid for us, where we think if we support this nigga over here, this nigga is going to out success us.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some of that thinking I feel that comes into play. But I also think it is too some of the fact that, black people have also been taught to value the opinions of white folks and people who are not black. And so when we get bad service over here from the black folks, well, we didn't want to support these niggas anyway. I tried to support them. Black people, we don't never want to stick together, da 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 da. And I can justify it because my people shouldn't be treating me like that. We know these white folks are gonna do it. We know these Asians, how they get down. But black people shouldn't do it. So I ain't gonna support the black folks no more. Like we'll cut us off first,
Mm.
faster than we will that white man who didn't give a damn about us and ain't putting no money in our pocket and is doing everything to take the food out of our mouths in the process. So
Well,
hey.
let me tell you, I had a really a good relationship or friendship or whatever ship you want to call it with someone who owned a hair store, a Korean guy. And it was they were nice to me. They did not watch me and stuff like that. But I'm not going to say that they didn't watch other black people that came in the store. But one thing they were not was rude. They were not rude.
Mm.
And so that's where I went. I also, especially in the 90s, I kept my hair in some kind of braids or weave or something like that all the time. And so I kept hair in I mean, I had hair. There were people, friends who came to me to buy hair because I had so much. But one day I needed whatever it was I needed extra pack of I didn't have. There was a store and it was an African owned hair store, and it opened on Sundays because all the other ones they were not open on Sundays. I went there. The woman barely had like anything in stock. She was very rude to me, and it was just it left a bad taste in my mouth. I ended up leaving it and not getting anything. I just it just goes to show you, and I will say this also: when Africans, some Africans, and I'm not going to say all of them, they have an opinion of us too, as Black Americans. So, I mean, I don't know if it was that. I don't know what was going on, but the lady was just very, very rude, nonchalant, not wanting to help or anything. And I didn't, it made me feel very uncomfortable and upset at the same time. Because we're the same. Come on, because my thing is this: I'll go and support her and just start getting my stuff from her, just because it's Black owned. But the customer service was so bad. I said, forget it. I'll just continue to shop where I've been shopping.
I think. Oh, we lost me again. Listen. Oh, okay, V is back. Let me add V back real quick.
Oh,
Um,
she
yeah.
wasn't. She didn't go offline that time, though.
Well, she did. I just took her off
Oh,
before it showed
okay.
up. Okay, V.Lenore is back, and I was about to talk directly to you, V.
No,
Basically,
go ahead. Actually, I was trying to look at something on my phone, and whenever I move from this screen, it literally tries to take me out of the live. So,
got you,
sorry
got
about
you.
that.
Wait,
No,
Native.
uh-huh.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Miss Lady says a black hair store owner said that the Asians get the hair products much cheaper. It's sold at a much higher cost to the black people, and you are right about that. Because my friend, he told me that too, that they get it a lot cheaper because they get it, like a lot of it comes from Korea and stuff, and they're Korean, so they do get it a lot cheaper than what black people can get it for. So that is very true.
I wanted to end on this. First of all, thank you all, Legacy Moon V.Lenore, for coming over to the Native Tribe Shop and talking all things Black people on Juneteenth. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Okay. But I did want to say this before we went. I'm always trying to give y'all a book to read, right? Like that's like my thing. But if you want a book directly speaks to what V.Lenore was talking about, it is this one, and I will make this bigger. It is called Post Traumatic Slave Syndrome. I have this book, I've read this book, and everything that you heard V.Lenore say is in this book. It talks about the things that have been passed down from generation to generation that have to do with the way that we saw ourselves as slaves, and the way that we were treated, the way that our children were treated, the way that our relationships were treated. All of that is, you think about it, where do we learn our behaviors from? We learn our behaviors from our parents. Where did they learn their behaviors from? They learn them from their parents. And eventually, when you're talking about Black people, the generational things that are passed down are rooted, some of them, in slavery. So V.Lenore, I'm so grateful that you brought that up. And Legacy Moon, I don't mean to cover up your face. I'm sorry.
See how I
But
get treated?
well, okay, listen, it was just the way that the thing came up on the screen. Okay. But this book, y'all, is very, 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 it's by Dr. Joy DeGruy. Very, very, very insightful book. So if you all get a chance to check that out, I think that what V.Lenore said basically summed up everything that Dr. DeGruy said in this book very succinctly, but it is a thing. It absolutely is a thing. It is passed down generation to generation. Post-traumatic slave syndrome is a thing, and when you read the book, you'll start to identify some of the ways that, not that anybody's doing anything wrong, but you'll recognize that, hey, I was told this, or I was told to think about situations with other Black people like this. You know what I mean? And not understanding where that comes from can sometimes be a problem. So this book does go over that very well. So yeah, so this is a very, very good book. If you get a chance to check it out, we are probably going to go over it on the book club when we get that started. So this is actually a thing. Post traumatic slave syndrome. I wanted to bring that up since V had so eloquently talked about some of those things that happen in our community.
Well,
Can
it sounds like the people in the chat are talking about their experiences with Black-owned businesses. Mary Willis was talking about a Black-owned business whose owner is rude, and it's called the Native Tribe Shop.
Well, you know what? Do I have a mod? Do I have a mod in here? Do I have a moderator? Do I have, do I have
That's
a,
what it says. I was just reading.
do we have a moderator in here? Because obviously there's a troll in here, right, Mary Willis? Right?
she just happened to be reading the chat. That's all.
Right? Right,
I was
Mary
just
Willis?
reading, and it said that. So
Right, Mary Willis? We got
I
a
think we
troll in
should
here.
petition and boycott if necessary. If these niggas can't figure out how to treat us,
All right. All right.
we
Well,
might have to teach them a lesson too.
all right. V.Lenore, everybody. V.Lenore. V.Lenore is in the house, everybody. But listen, this is all we got for y'all. We've been out here for
Wait,
about
wait,
an
wait, 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 wait,
hour and a half.
Native.
Uh-huh.
Can you mention Una Judd? I mean, Una Judd. That's a very good book too.
Oh yeah, let me get the title of that one because it's the all I know is it's the Owner Judge book. Hold on. Let me see
Is
what
it
the
Ona
title.
or Una? I
Oh,
always say Una.
it's no, it's Ona.
Una.
O N A. Yeah, it's called Never Caught. That was the name of it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Never
think that's the one I read.
Never Caught, the Washington's relentless pursuit of their runaway slave owner judge. If you all get a chance to read this book, oh my God. You
Yeah.
will I promise you will never look at George Washington dusty ass the same way. I promise. I promise. Never Caught, the Washington's relentless pursuit of their runaway slave owner judge. That is the name of it. It is by Erica Armstrong Dunbar. Let me see if I got a copy of
Any
that.
relation to Lawrence Dunbar, Paul Lawrence Dunbar?
Um,
Ohio. Huh?
that 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 I do not know. Okay,
Shout out to Ohio.
that I do not know. But hold on, I'm gonna get y'all a shot of the cover of the book so you can, because there are several books about Ona Judge, but this one is probably the best one because that's the one I read, and that's what makes it the best.
Yes.
But on the screen right now, this is the cover for that book, Never Caught, the Washington's Relentless Pursuit of the Runaway Slave Owner Judge. Erica Armstrong Dunbar. Check that book out too. The thing that about this book is that when you start reading this book, okay, when you start reading this book, this one is one that's hard to put down. Would you agree, Legacy Moon?
Yeah, I mean, I listened to the whole thing, like, because usually if I listen, I do a few chapters at a time. I did the whole thing.
Yeah.
I
This
did the
one is
whole
so
entire
damn
thing.
interesting.
And not it's all the lengths that they went through to get her back, but also the life that she had to live after she escaped. So you're getting kind of two different things here. You're getting all the things the Washington did to get her back, and how her life changed drastically once she ran away. So
Yeah,
very good book. Della Cadell would like to know, she says, may I put a plug in for small black business that my daughter and I have?
absolutely. We ain't no haters over here. We ain't no haters over here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's not what your customer base said, but
All
anyway.
right, V.Lenore, everybody. V.Lenore, everybody, give
I,
it up.
I
Give it up
wait.
for V.Lenore.
I can say, as the customer servitive as the customer service representative, I've received no complaints
Oh,
from
you're the customer service representative?
yeah.
Oh,
uh,
Whew.
okay. You work the call center, or where are you? Where's your job?
but it's
You work from
it's
home, or?
yeah. You just call 1-800 the moon,
Oh, okay.
and I pick up.
Okay.
Yep.
All
Why they calling the moon for his business though? That's
That's
right.
just
weird.
our. That's just the number. I mean, it's just the phone
Oh,
number.
oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
V.Lenore, are you a hater? I'm just curious.
I'm not a hater. I was just trying to understand what's going on.
I, you know, I mean,
Uh-uh.
I'm just trying to see, are you a hater?
I could never be a player hater.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just
Uh-uh.
checking. I'm just checking. Look, y'all, we've been out here for a little bit over an hour and a half. I got two amazingly intelligent, bright, beautiful women on the panel with me. Legacy Moon, true crime and mystery. Thank you for being here, Legacy Moon. I appreciate you so much. All right.
Well, can I just one more thing? Ari Vibes has a question that is best suited for you, Native. It says, "Is there somewhere not Amazon where we can buy these books, black-owned bookstores we can support? Do you know of any?"
So my experience is that black-owned bookstores are mainly like local.
Yeah.
There are black-owned bookstores here in Atlanta. There's that one that's in not Greenbrier. Is that Greenbrier Mall? Or yeah, there's the one black-owned bookstore. That bookstore is nice. The one in Greenbrier
That's
Mall.
it's the named after that lady, a lady's name, ain't it?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Oh
I
shoot.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that
Um,
one is a really
that was
nice
the
one.
only black bookstore I knew about.
Hold
There.
on.
Could you
You,
hear me? Oh,
y-
I'm sorry.
maybe I'll look online to see, and then if I find something, I'll post it on the wall.
Yeah.
I'll share with Native and V, and I know I'll post it on the wall.
It's called Madu Bookstore.
What's it called?
Madu, MEDU.
MED. I don't think it's Medu. I don't think it's pronounced Medu.
Okay, maybe it's not.
It's not Medea. It's
Medu.
uh
Is
I,
this
I
is this the one Black but not bitter just put in the chat?
Let me see. Let me
She's
see.
got a link. Let me see something. Let me go see.
Black Dot Books. No, that's a whole different thing. Let me see what Black Dot
wait,
Books
Medu. I don't think that's how it's pronounced. Is it pronounced? Maybe unless we're talking about something else.
could be, but
Maybe I'm
that's
talking about a different one. There's another one that's the name of like a black queen. I can't think of the name. It's like it just gives it's like a black. No, not mahogany. What's the name of it? Nubian.
I don't know, but this one that Black but not bitter put in is nice. I like this. This
Hmm.
is Lithonia. This is what black.books.com.
Hmm.
I like this. Yeah.
Black dot books, huh?
Yep, I like this. This is nice. This is nice.
Madu. I can't think of the name. Maybe it's not there anymore. I mean, it was 100 years ago, but um, yeah, we need more black bookstores, or even if there's some way to do this. Black Dot Books, is that a total online store, or it's a brick and mortar in Lithonia?
According to this, they're at Black Dot Cultural Center on 6984 Main Street in Lithonia, and they are open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So it appears to be an actual place.
Is that the university over there?
Black
Because
Dot,
would you say it was called the
the
place?
Black Dot Cultural Center.
Cultural Center. I
Yeah.
wonder if it's a.
So she's also put for Madhu. She's also put a link in there for that.
Hold on, let me see. What's it called again? Black Dot Cultural Center. Let me see. Let me
What
see
was
the
the name of that?
Black Dot Cultural Center. Let me see. Black Dot Cultural Center. They have a website too. Serving our community. Apparently, there's a coffee house, or they are a coffee house, a Coma Coffee House. I might have to go check this out at some point. Probably this weekend. Probably on Saturday. I'll go see what this is about because I was not aware of this. Thank you, Black but not bitter. I was not aware of this.
I'm out of here. There's a weirdo named Baby's Head. It just came.
I know,
I
right?
can't. I don't know about these names. These people. These. I don't trust anybody whose name is Baby's Head. So don't feel safe no more. So
Baby's head. That's
yes,
that's
real
that's
creepy. It's
no.
very
That's my
creepy.
friend. That's my friend.
Who?
That's my friend. Dimples Wimples.
Yeah.
Wait, it can't be Dimples Wimples because you said that that couldn't possibly be. When that name popped up before, you said that that is not Dimples Wimples. It would never be Dimples Wimples. So
Right.
I, it's
But it
not.
is. It is for
Can't.
real.
No, it can't be.
Yeah. No. 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 But then I was corrected. Right. I am not above correction. Okay. I was incorrect.
You
Okay.
you were incorrect.
I was incorrect, and I found out that it's Dimples Wumples, and I was like, "Oh, that's my friend Dimples Wumples, and she's your friend too." Even though she said, "Look at here, V, don't start with me." That's what she said. Okay, but that was in response to what you said first. But other than that, she's our friend.
No, no. You're the one who said it couldn't be her. And I told you I knew who it was. And then
Hmm.
you said no, can be her. So then I figured you're a
Hmm.
man. You're supposed to know more than us women.
I don't know
And
where you got that from.
so I just said, well, let me just bow down and listen to the man be the
You've never,
head.
you've never done.
And
You've
you
never,
were going to lead me astray, obviously, because you didn't like to listen at the time. and you didn't realize that Dimples Wimples, your friend, is messy as fuck.
she's your friend too. She's your friend too. Okay, she's your friend too.
See, we believe in letting the man lead, and if he says,
When, since when? When did this policy change happen? Shit.
"Oh, don't
I,
play,"
exactly. I don't want my ass whooped, so I obey.
Since when?
Huh?
Since when?
you're
It's
the
always
head.
been that way.
You're the head, and whatever you say goes.
I,
Exactly.
I don't know why or when y'all are talking like this. Okay. Right. Thank you, I Revive. Look at what I Revive said. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody that knows that's been following the damn storyline. I Revive say, how can V say that with a straight face? Huh? The man is the head, huh? How can you say that with a straight face? Tell us, V.Lenore, how?
God said it. God said it.
All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. I am so done. I am so done. I'm over it, y'all. I am over it. Okay, but look, y'all. What y'all doing tonight? Because I'm finna go watch basketball. What y'all doing?
I am getting ready. I'm going like you got a whatchamacallit, a milestone, but I'm gonna go live
Okay,
like in a few minutes.
okay. V.Lenore.
Hmm. I'm gonna go live tonight, I think. But if I do, it probably you're going live right now, Lexi
Mhm.
Moon.
Yeah.
Okay, if I go live, it'll be a couple hours from now. So y'all will all probably be in bed unless you took off tomorrow. But I think I'm gonna go live. But yeah, it'll
Okay.
be decent evening hour on the West Coast and hellishly late on the East. I'm just
So
saying.
folks like staying up late because they look. The later it is, V.Lenore, the more comfortable they are with you cursing. Okay, the later it is, the more comfortable they are with
Mhm.
when it's daytime and shit. They're like, oh my god. But when it's nighttime, it's like, go ahead, girl. Yes, queen. Yes,
You think that's how it is?
all it is. That's all it is. Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's all it is. But listen, V. Lenore, Queen Black even makes the observation. V, if you still have StreamYard, you don't listen to Native. Think, you know what? You know what? You know what? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
do listen to Native.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I do listen to Native.
Mm-hmm.
I am moving away from StreamYard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is the problem?
I mean, you ain't did it yet, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay.
Yet. The operative word in your sentence was yet. Because with the confidence that God put in you,
Mm-hmm.
with all of the black testosterone that lives inside
Not,
of you,
not the
you
black
know that I'm
testosterone.
going to follow you and do as you see fit.
Not the black testosterone. What the fuck?
Yeah, not regular testosterone, that black testosterone.
Black testosterone. Shit.
Not to be confused with the
Right, it's a
white
different
testosterone.
level.
Shit.
It's a
Listen,
different level of masculinity.
listen,
Okay.
Legacy Moon, V. Lenore.
And misogyny. Huh?
Let me ask y'all this. Are you ready to dance? Because guess what? Prima Wanda has been a member for 6 months and she got a member milestone. And I don't know about y'all, okay? But over here, when we get these member milestones, we dance just a little bit, okay? Okay.
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 Man, Prima Wanda, thank you so much for the member milestone. Thank you so much for being a member over here at the Native Tribe Urban Media Shop for 6 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Any final words, V.Lenore, Legacy Moon?
Yeah, I don't appreciate that I can't hear the music when I'm on stage with y'all. If you play these things, I can't hear nothing.
Oh, I can.
You could? How?
Yeah, I don't know.
How could you hear it?
I don't know.
I don't like this. So that's it. That's all I have. Go be black and be merry. That's all I have to say.
uh, all I have to say to answer Black but Not Bitter's question, I'll be live in 15 minutes.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Well, listen, y'all, we had a very great discussion. If you came in late, you can check out the replay. I got my friend Legacy Moon, my friend V.Lenore. Thank you, ladies, for coming through. I do appreciate you all on this evening.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us, you big black mandingo, you.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot to say. I said me. I meant us. Yes, Mandingo. Okay.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. All righty then. All right.
Okay.
Well, y'all give my I guess a round of
Mm-hmm.
but y'all check out Legacy Moon in a few minutes. V.Lenore will be on a little bit later. I am out. Okay. I hope you all had an amazing Juneteenth. Okay.
Yes.
And look, and we got it sounds to me like we got more to discuss. So y'all look out for me, V.Lenore, and Legacy Moon to have some more of these deep discussions outside of the Nesto cinematic universe. We gonna do more of this, okay?
That's a good idea.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Look, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you are enough. You are beautiful. You are loved and you are blessed. And there isn't anything that anybody can do about that, not even you. All right. We are out, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Good night.